there were no here's what happened. Oh, okay. There were no Republican upsets.
No
Democrats,
surprises.
No, sir. Democrats won where Democrats win. The big story would have been if Chitterelli or Winsome Sears or even Cuomo had upset the front runner in all these places. Okay, that didn't happen. You think the world is coming? Senator Cruz is a smart guy. All I can figure with that wild sort of, he was in misery and just everybody's just kind of daily beast. Oh, a downtrodden, defeated, dejected Ted Cruz on Hannity. And look, we got to calm down a little bit here. I mean, again, no real shocks. It's too bad there weren't any Republican surprise upset victories, but they're okay. Doesn't mean the country's gone. We're still got this.
And there are, and this is sort of what I want to try to do with the audience today and in the days perhaps to come, is to say, all right, if there is always something to learn, there's a sharp laser focus on the economy and affordability. Carville was right back in the day. It's the economy, stupid. And this is one of those years where that might be the case. Listen, you want to do 30, 40 seconds of the beginning of Ted Cruz so that everybody knows what we're talking about?
Oh, my goodness, sure.
As Hannity hands it to Ted Cruz and says, so how did election night work out for you?
Look, last night was a disaster. It was an electoral blowout. The results in New Jersey were disastrous. The results in Virginia were terrible. The results in New York, Comrade Mamdoni is the face of the Democrat Party. We have an actual communist jihadist. And it's important to note, Mamdoni is not a socialist. He is a full-on communist.
So
here's the Daily Beast response to that headline: Devastated Ted Cruz admits disaster is looming for Republicans.
Not that it's looming.
A rattled Ted Cruz gave a grim assessment on Hannity last night. My gosh!
I know.
I mean, Mark,
if I try to channel Ted, be the Cruz whisperer, I think this is a call to action. And I accept that call to action. That's what I was going to say. Let's get serious.
It's a wake-up call.
Exactly right. So a wake-up call to do what? I'm asking the audience this. I'll ask my buddy right now. A wake-up call to do what? What kind of messaging? What kind of economic focus? It's a challenge. We're the people who want government out of people's lives. It is government nosing its way into the economy that screws things up price-wise. So what is the Trump Republican conservative message to mush-brained youngsters to sort of win some votes in the midterms?
Well, you're not going to like any of my answers today because I'm telling you, I'm going to blow up. I'm going to throw the grenade under the tent.
All right.
For starters, let's enact Trump's legislation and get it done. And the only way to do that is to end the filibuster. So end the filibuster because, look, they're going to do it anyway. And if, in fact, Ted Cruz's grim prognostication is true, if the Grim Reaper, if Senator Reaper last night on Sean Hannity's show is correct, we're going to lose everything next in the midterms anyway. So they'll get rid of the filibuster then. Right. Do it now. Enact the legislation. Get voter ID laws in place all throughout the land. Make sure there's no more mail-in ballots because you don't think there's still shenanigans going on in places like New Jersey and Virginia. Give me a break. So get it all done now and end the filibuster. Stop the stodgy kind of old school Republican way of thinking. Trust Trump. So that's job one. Now, here's job two. This is where you're going to get Rhonda, get out the fire extinguisher because Mark's head's
here's
about
where the
to explode.
segment ends. Okay.
Here's where we go off the rails.
All right.
I don't know much about Dave Smith. Do you? Do you know Dave Smith, the comic?
I was going to say maybe you start with who? Huh?
Okay, so Dave Smith is a guy in this space of, I don't even know if he's a liberal or conservative, but he pops up on my social media feed all the time, Comic Dave Smith. And he does all these podcasts, got a huge following. Admittedly, I know a little bit more about him than you do, which isn't much.
Because the name doesn't even, it's a hugely generic name. I may know 15
Okay, Dave Smith, right. Here's what he wrote, though. He said, a year ago, Trump seemingly accomplished the impossible, pulled off the greatest political comeback in history. Ask yourself honestly, what's going on now? What happened with the bad night for Republicans Tuesday night? This comes, you're not going to like this, Mark, but I'm going to read it to you. This comes after weeks of MAGA being in a full political civil war. Right. Trump has the lowest approval ratings. He's about as popular as George W. Bush after 2 disastrous wars. The youth has abandoned him. Polling suggests that might be true, Mark, before you start screaming at me.
There's only one thing I'll scream at.
Many of the left's wokest activists are reasserting their control over the culture. Ask yourself honestly, what's the MAGA coalition arguing about? Why have young people abandoned Trump? Why do cultural giants like Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Andrew Schultz, and a bunch of Gen Z streamers with millions and millions of followers all speak poorly about Trump today when they were doing that Trump dance last year? The answer to all of this is Israel. Like it or not, he said, that's the truth. Instead of America first, we got Israel first instead. If MAGA is serious about avoiding President Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, if they actually see that as the threat that I do, then we must embrace Tucker Carlson's vision that he laid out on my show, Be the America First movement. Or we can follow Mark Levin's plan of canceling all of the most popular voices and running on the most discredited, unpopular neocon wars. Your choice, MAGA. What say you, Mark Davis?
He's an idiot because it's a false choice. Like a lot of people speaking crap, there's enough of a nugget of sensibility in it to have people go, The choices are not just all in. Israel is without flaw. Nobody says that. Or and I love Levin. But first of all, Tucker is poison. He made himself that way, and I don't even want to speak his name in the midst of this debate, which is about Israel and how much to support it. We have a foreign policy that's going to involve supporting some allies. I think it is possible to walk and chew gum at the same time and to be as pro-Israel as we morally and politically and strategically should, while also spending about 90% of our time, if not more, talking about domestic economic things. I think this guy, Mr. Dave Smith or whatever his name is, has a big chub for Tucker, and as do a lot of people who just can't find a way to distance from him, especially after this heritage kerfuffle, which is totally their fault. And so I do not for 1 minute, because you know what I would like to call it? It's not just the Tucker way or the Mark Levin way. How about the Mark Davis and Mike Gallagher way? We do it effortlessly every day. Speak of our support of Israel without making that 99% of our sum total of our messaging. We know, don't you and I get that there has to be some domestic economic focus in order to win back some of these folks? So I just don't think it's that hard.
But you and I aren't the problem. A couple of boomers like Mark and Mike aren't the problem. Why are young people abandoning Trump?
I think that's overstated. I really think that's overstated. I don't know that they are quote unquote. It's like law of physics or math. A and not A. I don't know that they are abandoning Trump as much as they are being lured successfully into the sirens call of the Mamdonis and the AOCs and the free stuff. So
bingo. Of course.
It's not that they have gone dark on him or don't like him anymore. It's just that there's a new pretty girl at the dance. And the pretty girl is a Muslim communist mayor of New York, or maybe an actual pretty girl like AOC. And it's like, oh, this is interesting. And they got brains full of mush, and they're easily swayed.
Let's talk about another pretty girl to the dance, a new pretty girl to the dance. According to every news account possible, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to become president of the United States. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. Yeah. I guarantee a lot of people just roll their eyes. No way, no way. Are you kidding me?
Don't do it.
Don't make that mistake. She checks a lot of boxes. I'm telling you right now, watch her. Keep an eye on her.
And it's a better Marge than 2 years ago.
You better believe it is.
QAnon, space lasers, weird stuff. Her discipline is better. Her messaging is better. Her graciousness. She's never been an ungracious person. But her on Friday night, her on The View this week,
her on CNN?
I didn't see that one. There's the trifecta.
Mark, she's winning people over. She's winning over anti-Trump Americans, and she's doing it. Oh, you kidding me?
Nope,
they're on CNN. They're on Bill Maher saying, hey, I kind of agree with you.
Right.
She is winning them over, and she is 100% MAGA.
Yes, exactly. That's it.
That's the secret sauce. I mean, she's winning people over. As much as I love J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio, they going to win over anti-Trump Republicans? Not likely.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.